Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Related. Well, Paul's on vacation this week.
On vacation. He's mooching off my parents for 2 weeks.
Like you did a week ago.
But mine was only for 1 week. His is for 2.
That's true. That's true. He's a double moocher.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Mooches twice as much.
So, Marvel has a new series out.
That it does.
This time it's not live action. It's animation. The first foray into their new animated studios that they're building in-house, which is going to be all new. Let's see if this is worth the hype, because Marvel normally does pretty good. Let's check it out. Okay, so episode 1 takes place, and it brings us all the way back to the first Avenger.
All the way back.
Captain America. And the question is, what if Captain Carter ended up being the first Avenger? So, basic timeline, instead of Steve going and getting the super soldier serum, there is a fight, he gets injured, and Captain Carter has to step in, and she becomes the first Winter Soldier.
Because she decided to stay with the group instead of leaving in this particular universe.
And she was one of the only people not blown up during the explosion.
Yeah, which was, I guess, good for her.
Good for her. You know what? Okay. So, the whole concept of what if is all these questions. What if this happened instead of this? What if Thanos was a good guy instead of a bad guy, etc.?
How did one decision change the entire universe?
So this basically turned into the Winter Soldier with Captain Carter. With a couple twists, but I mean the story plot with the Red Skull and everything and Hydra was exactly the same.
Well, yeah, because those events were still happening in the universe
with slight differences. Yeah, we're not going to give too much away here because we'll let you see the series if you haven't checked it out. Just know that even like when the end of the Winter Soldier, Captain America gets frozen. They have something like that here, but it's not the same thing. There's changes that go along.
Right.
One thing I did like about the series, animation took a little bit of getting used to.
It did.
But it grew on me. I didn't like the close-ups. When they do the close-ups of the face, it looked awkward. The faces don't look particularly good.
They're not human enough for that.
No, but the action scenes and everything looked fine. Like the fighting.
Cartoony fine. Like animated fine. Those were fine.
Because
I kept finding myself, I'd say, oh, she's throwing a truck over her shoulder. And I was like, okay, I gotta remind myself, okay, it's just a cartoon.
That's right. It's cartoon. They can do more in a cartoon than they could in live action. Especially back when Winter Soldier was done.
Yeah.
A decade ago, right? So, another thing is, at first I was worried they were just going to put Steve Rogers to the side and push him to the side. But they actually work him into a conceivable plot.
And I don't... No, because I don't know if I like that or not. I'm still on the fence on that.
But at least they didn't just throw him aside.
Well, why wouldn't they? He was the weakest, and the only thing that was good about him was that he was a nice guy.
No, he was the proper spirit of the guy. And Tony Stark... Not Tony Stark, his dad... is the one who got him into the Winter Soldier program.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that he would keep him around because he liked him.
But now, because of how they kept him around, they've basically taken anything special away from, like, Iron Man. They built almost a better Iron Man.
Except he's dead. Spoiler alert, I guess. He's not still around 70 years later.
No, but... Okay, so you're telling me that technology, that Stark technology existed 70 years before.
It became... they had the Tesseract, so they were able to use that power to build it. That's why the change was there.
I didn't like that. I think it takes something away from other Avengers.
Okay, so as a series, now going forward, will you keep watching?
Yeah.
Was it an interesting show?
It's an interesting concept. Like, what small thing is going to change I assume we're going to go through each of the Avengers. Or at least each of the big ones.
Well, they already announced there's going to be a season 2.
Okay.
And there's 9 episodes.
Yeah.
So we got 4 weeks plus
Don math.
2 months plus a week left is
Right.
what I was trying to say. And
Like, I assume next week will be another Avenger, a small difference.
that's
out of
exactly
that
what
universe.
it is.
Yeah,
Every single one.
Yeah.
And they might eventually link to each other.
maybe.
But remember, this is the Watcher, and he's telling the story. And so he's telling a story of different universes.
Mm-hmm.
So this one that we just watched is not the universe from the Avengers.
You know what's happening, I feel like? You know how... Okay, so kind of a spoiler.
We got to do it. Spoilers.
At the end...
Spoilers.
At the end, when she, goes through that little portal thing and she shows up 70 years into the future, I feel like at the end of each episode, they're going to start accumulating the Avenger from that different timeline, and they're all going to be there.
They could. They very well could. Some reviewers out there who have gotten 3 episodes in advance haven't mentioned anything like that yet.
Okay.
So they seem to be each their individual stories.
For now.
For now. We'll see what happens, and could they link in the future? Yes. Could this tie into the timeline for the multi-years of the madness or whatever I don't know, but at least I was afraid, like, a lot of people are going to go, well, look, it's not even Captain America anymore. It's Captain Carter.
Well, it's a different universe.
Yeah, and she's British now because she's British.
That's why it's not Captain America.
I know, but she's even the shield, right?
Right,
Even
yes.
a uniform. And so, doesn't matter. It's a story. This character does exist in the comic books.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it's not made up. And I didn't feel that they were doing anything sneaky in this. We'll
No.
see if it goes this way the whole time, that everybody's changed and everybody's different. But I think this is a character, this is a timeline, and this is what could have happened.
Right.
And I didn't go and say, yeah, there's no way that would happen.
So who was the second Avenger? Iron Man, right?
Well, the official one, yeah.
So I'm feeling like that's who the next episode will probably be.
Technically, it was Bucky. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, eventually. But, okay. So, you're, on this particular episode, what would you give it out of 10?
There were some aspects of the episode that I didn't like as well. I'm still not sold on. I'm going to give it a 7 because I think it was decent and it was enjoyable to watch, but there was some things that I think took away from the rest of the series. But again, I got to remember it's in a different universe, right?
That's right.
So maybe in that universe it takes something away, but in others it doesn't. So I'll stay at a 7.
Okay. I'll give it a 7 as well. There's a couple things. The episode's about 30 minutes long, so it's not a long watch. I almost feel like this might have been better had I seen it as a whole movie. Like an hour
the movie
and 10
would have
minute.
been really long.
Yeah, but it could have told the whole story and fleshed it out more a little bit. Then the emotional love scenes you see between her and Steve,
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
basically
like this, right?
Yeah, they basically take a 2-hour movie and cram it into a 30-minute episode. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you see a lot of just cut stuff.
I feel like if you haven't seen like the original,
if you don't
Captain
know,
America and you didn't know
you're
going to
miss out a lot.
You're missing a lot.
Yeah, I do feel that as well. Now, I am a big animated watcher. Every time there's a new animated series on Netflix, I watch it. I enjoy that kind of series, and I'll binge watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this came out all today, 9 episodes, if I'd have binge watched it.
I don't think it captured my interest that much.
But I think I will watch it as a weekly episode, which is strange.
And that might change though. It
might get better or it might get worse.
You know why though? Is because the episode ends and it's not a cliffhanger or anything. It's not anything that you're like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, there's no series link like the other like Loki would be. What's going to happen? No, nothing like that.
Yeah, so basically they tell their story. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end of their story. And so we don't even know what next week holds.
At least until next week.
Right.
And then we'll see if they start tying in together. And by the way, there's no end credit. I waited.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
There was no end credit.
Yeah.
So just an FYI. So 2 7s from us. Brand new animated series. Even if you're not into animated, if you're into Marvel and the superhero universe, you should give it a watch. It might give you some idea of some of the things you might see in the future with the Universe of Madness
Yeah, the
and
multiverse
the
of
Phase
Madness,
4 coming out with Marvel.
Yeah.
And that's it. Well, I hope you like this video, because Paul's not in it. Get it the most views ever. Share it with everybody. And then we can say, we know who the Winkest Link is.
Yeah. Well, we already know.
Yeah.
We know.
I know, but I can't say it while you're right here.